Have you ever stopped to think about the power that symbols have over our daily lives? From the design of logos to the architecture of cities, from the details on money notes to the shapes we see in nature, these elements are not there by chance. They carry hidden messages, shape our perceptions, and influence our choices in ways we often don't even realize. In this video, we'll uncover the true meaning of the symbols around us, who created them, why, and how they affect our subconscious and power structures. Get ready for a fascinating journey of self-discovery and awareness that could transform the way you see the world. Let's get started. Hidden symbols. What are they saying without you noticing? Symbols are present in every aspect of our lives, often so subtly that we barely notice their influence. From the architecture of cities to the products we consume, these icons carry deep meanings that go beyond what the eye can see. In addition to the obvious examples, such as the all-seeing eye on dollar bills, many less apparent symbols also shape our daily lives. Corporate logos, for example, are designed to evoke trust, innovation, or tradition, influencing our choices in an almost subconscious way. Icons in technology, such as the Play symbol or the cloud icon, are so common that we rarely think about how they represent broader concepts, such as action, continuity, or virtual storage. These symbols evolve over time, adapting to cultural and social changes. What once represented spiritual or community concepts can now be reinterpreted in commercial or technological contexts. For example, the spiral, which in many cultures symbolized evolution and natural cycles, now often appears in logos to represent progress and innovation. This evolution does not occur by chance. It reflects the ability of symbols to communicate universal ideas while adapting to the needs of different eras and cultures. However, globalization is also impacting the meaning of symbols. As cultures interconnect, many symbols are being homogenized, losing some of their original cultural associations. An example of this is the cross, which carries deep religious meanings in some traditions, but has also become a stylistic element in fashion and design. On the other hand, this global exchange also creates new shared meanings, transforming local symbols into universal icons of ideas such as sustainability, equality, or connectivity. These aspects show that the language of symbols remains a powerful tool for communicating ideas and shaping perceptions. By understanding how these visual elements evolve and influence our subconscious, we can begin to see beyond the obvious, recovering the hidden wisdom they carry and questioning the messages that shape our beliefs and behaviors. Rediscovering and deciphering this language is an invitation to regain control over the way we connect with the world around us. How symbols manipulate your emotions and daily decisions. Symbols not only communicate messages, they also have a profound impact on our subconscious, shaping our emotions, decisions, and even the way we perceive the world. Scientific studies in the fields of neuroscience and semiotics show that symbols activate specific areas of the brain related to memory and emotions, often without us realizing it. For example, exposure to familiar logos activates the brain's reward system, creating feelings of comfort and familiarity. This unconscious response is strategically exploited by brands and advertising campaigns to build loyalty and influence consumer behavior. A classic example of this is Nike's use of the swoosh. Although it is just a simple curved line, it evokes dynamism, speed, and aspirations to excel, associating these values with the brand. Another example is Apple's Bitten Apple, which conveys simplicity, sophistication, and innovation. These associations don't happen by chance. They are reinforced by constant repetition and exposure in carefully planned contexts, such as advertising campaigns, sponsorships, and product design. The repetition of symbols is one of the most powerful factors in shaping consumer behavior. Advertising campaigns use familiar colors, shapes, and icons, to create an emotional connection that goes beyond logic. Studies show that frequent repetition of a symbol increases its credibility and familiarity, even if the person is unaware of how they were exposed to it. For example, Coca-Cola's continuous use of red associates the brand with feelings of passion and energy, while McDonald's Golden Arch suggests accessibility and comfort. In addition to consumption, symbols can also influence social norms and cultural values. Over the centuries, power groups and secret societies have understood how these visual elements could shape beliefs and maintain control. In modern advertising, symbols are used to reinforce ideologies and behaviors, creating a seemingly unquestionable reality. This demonstrates that symbols, when used strategically, have the power to construct narratives that shape not only individual decisions, but also collective trends. Recognizing these mechanisms gives us the ability to question and understand the subliminal messages that surround us. This journey of self-discovery is essential for freeing ourselves from unconscious influences, allowing us to see the world more clearly and make choices that are more in line with our genuine values and desires. After all, by understanding how symbols affect our subconscious, we gain the power to use this knowledge to our advantage, rather than being shaped by it. Symbols and power. Who really controls what you believe? The relationship between symbols and power has been a central theme throughout human history, with references in cultures such as Rome, Egypt, and Freemasonry, which use these visual elements to assert political and religious control. In ancient Egypt, for example, the image of the Ankh symbolized eternal life and was used to reinforce the idea that the pharaoh was a divine intermediary between the gods and the people. In ancient Rome, the use of the imperial eagle represented strength and dominance, becoming an emblem of authority and conquest. These symbols were not just decorative, but carried explicit messages of hierarchy and legitimacy. Secret societies, such as Freemasonry, took the use of symbols to another level, employing elements such as the compass and square to transmit esoteric teachings and reinforce their cultural and political influence. These symbols served not only for internal communication, but also as a way of identifying members and asserting their presence in strategic positions of power. In the contemporary context, political leaders and institutions continue to use symbols to strengthen their messages. National flags, for example, are loaded with meaning and project values such as unity, freedom, and sovereignty. Government architecture also plays a symbolic role, with buildings such as the Capitol in the United States or the Kremlin in Russia designed to evoke stability and authority. Political speeches often incorporate visual and verbal symbolism to consolidate support, such as the use of gestures, colors, and even stage configurations that evoke feelings of patriotism and loyalty. However, the use of symbols is not always benign. They have also been used as tools of oppression and manipulation. During authoritarian regimes, such as Nazism in Germany, the swastika was transformed into a symbol of racist ideology and totalitarian power, perpetuating fear and control over the population. Similarly, in some cultures, religious symbols have been used to justify discrimination and exclusion, demonstrating how these elements can be manipulated to reinforce divisions and hierarchies. Critics argue that the excessive use of symbolism can obscure the truth, creating narratives that favor specific interests at the expense of the common good. In a globalized world, this manipulation becomes even more subtle, with corporations and governments using symbols to promote ideologies or products without the public realizing their true intention. Understanding the connection between symbols and power gives us the opportunity to question the messages we are presented with and challenge the authority structures they represent. By deciphering the hidden meaning behind these emblems, we can become the protagonists of our own stories, building a more authentic reality in line with our values. This awareness is essential for resisting manipulation and regaining control over our lives and our perception of the world. Symbols in the media. What's behind the hidden messages? The media and popular culture play a profound role in shaping our beliefs, perceptions, and behaviors. In films, music, and advertising, symbols are used strategically to evoke emotions, establish connections, and even shape actions almost imperceptibly. For example, elements such as triangles, eyes, and geometric patterns appear frequently in movie scenes or album covers, often associated with themes of power, mystery, or transcendence. In the movie The Da Vinci Code, triangles play a central role in reinforcing concepts of balance and hierarchy, while the use of the all-seeing eye in science fiction productions often suggests surveillance or control. These choices are not random. They use symbolism with deep roots, which is easily recognized even if subconsciously by the public. Symbolism varies widely between cultures, and this influences the way messages are received. In some societies, such as Japan, visual symbolism is embraced as an integral part of storytelling and is often more powerful than words. In contrast, Western cultures may prefer more literal narratives, although they still use symbols as visual tools to intensify the impact. This cultural difference is also reflected in the way audiences respond to media. While some viewers may seek deeper interpretations, others may simply appreciate the aesthetic value without considering the underlying symbolic layers. This distinction highlights how symbolism, even when subtle, can cross cultural barriers or be adapted to suit local tastes and preferences. Globalization has also played an important role in the spread of universal symbols, which are now recognized by diverse audiences. However, this cultural homogenization can obscure the original meanings of certain symbols. Sacred icons in some cultures, such as the lotus in Hinduism or the mandala in Buddhism, have been widely used in fashion designs or luxury product brands, often losing their original spiritual connection. This symbolic appropriation by popular culture raises ethical questions about the extent to which traditional meanings should be respected and preserved. In addition, the media's ethical responsibility when incorporating symbols into widely consumed content deserves attention. By including symbolism in films, series, or advertising campaigns, content creators have the power to influence perceptions in a significant way. While this can be used to inspire or educate, it can also perpetuate stereotypes or emotionally manipulate audiences. One example is the frequent use of religious symbols in horror films to generate emotional impact, which, although effective, often distorts the original meaning of these elements and perpetuates prejudices. On the other hand, symbolism can be a tool to unite and educate. Films like Avatar, with their symbolic representation of connection and interdependence between living beings, inspire reflection on environmental and spiritual issues. These positive representations show that symbolism in popular culture can go beyond manipulation and become a catalyst for meaningful debate and change. As consumers, it is essential that we question the symbols we are presented with. Recognizing the historical and cultural context of these elements allows us to discern between authentic content and manipulative messages. At the same time, awareness of the power of symbolism in the media helps us make more informed decisions about what we support and consume. This discernment is key to building a healthier and more authentic culture, where symbols are used to promote values of truth, connection, and respect for cultural diversity. The secrets of sacred geometry, science or spirituality. Sacred geometry is a fascinating field that explores the relationship between geometric shapes and the structure of the universe, being a link between science, spirituality, and art. From the imposing pyramids of Egypt to the mysterious circles of Stonehenge, these constructions are more than monuments. They are physical manifestations of universal principles that connect the microcosm to the macrocosm. At Stonehenge, for example, The arrangement of the stones reveals precise astronomical alignments, suggesting an intrinsic link between the earth and the heavens. Similarly, intricate Hindu temples incorporate specific geometric proportions to symbolize the connection between the divine and the human, creating spaces that promote spiritual harmony. The golden ratio, or divine proportion, is another example of how sacred geometry transcends time and cultures. This principle appears both in artistic masterpieces, such as those by Leonardo da Vinci, and in natural patterns, such as nautilus shells and flower petals. More recently, the concepts of sacred geometry have found fascinating parallels in modern studies, such as fractals and quantum physics. Fractals, for example, demonstrate how repetitive geometric patterns can be found on different scales, from the shape of galaxies to the structures of leaves. In quantum physics, the interconnection of particles suggests an underlying order that resonates with the principles of sacred geometry, offering new ways of understanding the universe. Moreover, these geometric forms are not just confined to the past or to theory. They continue to be applied in contemporary spiritual practices. In yoga, for example, the position of the body at certain angles aims to align internal energy with the universal order. Feng Shui, on the other hand, uses geometric principles to organize spaces in a way that promotes energy flow, balance, and well-being. The use of mandalas in meditation and modern therapeutic practices also demonstrates the effectiveness of these forms in aiding concentration, calm, and self-knowledge. The depth of sacred geometry invites us to reconsider the relationship between science and spirituality, revealing that these fields can be complementary rather than opposites. Every shape, angle, and proportion carries a meaning that transcends aesthetics, teaching us that everything in nature follows a harmonious order. By reconnecting with these principles, we can cultivate a more holistic view of life, recognizing the interdependence between all things. This understanding not only helps us to admire the complex beauty of the universe, but also gives us the tools to align our own lives with universal laws. Whether contemplating the pyramids, walking through ancient temples, or applying modern practices such as Feng Shui, sacred geometry offers a window into balance, harmony, and the essence of our connections with the whole. It is an invitation to see the world with new eyes and live in a more conscious way, aligned with the universal order that surrounds us. Unlock the power of intuition to transform your life. Consciousness and intuition are powerful tools that we all possess, but which we often ignore in a world that prioritizes logic and reason. Modern society tends to value analytical thinking, often dismissing intuition as something vague or unreliable. However, while logic helps us solve linear problems and analyze concrete data, intuition offers instant insights that can reveal profound truths and guide us in uncertain situations. This inner wisdom, often described as listening to the inner voice, is essential for making decisions in line with our true selves, especially at times when the available information is insufficient or contradictory. Cultivating intuition requires practice and a conscious approach. Although meditation is a well-known tool for accessing inner wisdom, there are other effective practices that can help develop this sense. Journaling, for example, allows us to organize our thoughts and identify hidden patterns in our daily reflections. Visualization, another powerful technique, helps create mental scenarios that connect us with our deepest goals and desires, providing a clear sense of direction. Other approaches include spending more time in nature, where the slowed-down pace allows the mind to adjust to intuitive perceptions, and practicing mindfulness to increase awareness of internal signals that we often ignore. Historically, many ancient cultures saw intuition as a fundamental and even divine ability. Indigenous peoples often relied on their intuitive connection with nature to guide their actions and decisions, while societies such as Egypt and Greece valued oracles and the intuitive wisdom of priests and prophets. In contrast, modern society, with its emphasis on technology and rational analysis, often neglects intuition, relegating it to a secondary role. This disconnects us from a valuable form of knowledge that was once widely respected as a natural gift for navigating life. As well as helping us with everyday decisions, intuition is an essential tool for self-discovery and personal growth. It allows us to access deeper layers of our being, revealing fears, desires, and potentials that are often hidden beneath layers of rational thought. This connection with our essence gives us clarity in moments of doubt and confidence in our ability to follow an authentic path, even when we don't have all the answers. By balancing logic with intuition, we can make more complete and aligned decisions. Logic offers us clarity on the how, while intuition illuminates the why. Developing this harmony helps us navigate the complexities of life with greater awareness and confidence. It's an invitation to silence the external noise, listen to our inner wisdom, and follow the course of our lives more intentionally and in line with our values. Relearning to trust intuition is ultimately a return to our most human roots. In an increasingly fast-paced world, rediscovering this ability can offer us an internal compass that guides us towards a more meaningful, balanced life, connected to our true purpose. Meditation and symbols. The key to expanding your consciousness. Meditation is an ancient practice present in different cultures around the world with the purpose of expanding consciousness, achieving self-knowledge, and promoting inner balance. There are various forms of meditation, each with specific benefits that can meet individual needs. Mindfulness meditation, for example, focuses on the present moment, helping to reduce stress and anxiety. Transcendental meditation uses mantras to achieve a deep state of relaxation and mental clarity. Active meditation, as practiced in some yoga techniques or conscious dance, channels body energy to achieve meditative states of connection with the inner self. In addition to its general benefits, meditation is an effective tool for deprogramming internalized symbols and beliefs that influence our actions and perceptions. When we dedicate ourselves to regular practice, we can identify thought patterns associated with symbols that we have absorbed unconsciously, either from popular culture or from personal experiences. By observing these patterns without judgment, meditation allows us to deconstruct them and reevaluate their impact on our lives. For example, if we grew up associating certain symbols with fear or insecurity, meditation practice can help neutralize these associations and make room for more positive and liberating interpretations. Spiritual practices that use symbols are deeply linked to meditation. Mantras, for example, are symbolic words or phrases repeated during meditation to focus the mind and raise the energetic vibration. These mantras carry deep meanings that can resonate on subconscious levels, promoting emotional healing and spiritual expansion. Similarly, mandalas are often used as visual meditation tools, allowing practitioners to immerse themselves in sacred geometric patterns and reach a state of deep contemplation. These practices not only enrich the meditative experience, but also strengthen the connection between the individual and the universe, reminding us of our interconnectedness with all things. Meditation also plays a crucial role in building emotional and mental resilience. By training ourselves to observe our thoughts neutrally, we begin to develop a greater capacity to deal with challenges and changes. This process helps us to access states of inner peace, even in the midst of chaos, and to find the clarity to make decisions in line with our values and purpose. In addition, meditation promotes physiological benefits, such as lowering blood pressure, improving sleep quality, and strengthening the immune system, demonstrating that its practice impacts both the body and the mind. By incorporating meditation into our lives, we also open up space to reconnect with cultural and spiritual practices that value the connection between mind, body, and spirit. Many ancient traditions considered meditation not only an individual tool, but also a collective practice to harmonize communities and reinforce shared values. Today, by recovering this ancient wisdom, we can integrate meditation into our routine to achieve balance and awareness. This practice is a constant invitation to dive into our inner being, unraveling the mysteries of our emotions, beliefs, and potential. Through meditation, we can not only understand the symbols that shape our perception, but also transform them into instruments for growth and fulfillment. It is therefore a journey of self-discovery that guides us towards a more conscious, connected, and authentic life. Everything is connected. What does this mean for humanity? The idea that all beings are interconnected is a fundamental concept in many spiritual traditions and belief systems around the world. In Buddhism, for example, the principle of pratityasamutpada, dependent origination, states that everything in the universe is interconnected and that every action generates consequences that reverberate beyond ourselves. Among indigenous beliefs, such as those of the native peoples of America and Australia, interconnectedness is central. The earth, animals, plants, and humans are seen as parts of a great circle of life, where balance and mutual respect are essential for survival and harmony. These traditions invite us to reflect on our role in the world and to act responsibly in relation to our choices. This understanding of interconnectedness has profound implications for contemporary global issues such as environmental sustainability. When we recognize that our individual actions, such as resource consumption, waste disposal, and energy use, affect the global ecosystem, we are encouraged to adopt more conscious and responsible practices. Interconnectedness reminds us that protecting the environment is not just an altruistic act, but a necessity to ensure the survival of all life forms, including our own. For example, adopting sustainable agricultural practices or reducing the use of plastics are practical ways of honoring this interdependence. Modern science has also explored interconnectedness from a biological and ecological perspective, bringing new evidence to this ancient spiritual wisdom. One fascinating example is the study of mycorrhizal networks in forests, which shows how trees are connected by underground fungi, forming veritable networks of communication and nutrient exchange. These natural, social networks allow trees to share resources with neighboring species and even warn each other of threats, such as pests or changes in the climate. This kind of scientific discovery reinforces the notion that interconnectedness is not just a philosophical concept, but a tangible reality that sustains life on the planet. By adopting an awareness of interconnectedness, we are also invited to rethink our interpersonal relationships. This perspective inspires us to cultivate empathy, compassion, and cooperation. When we understand that our behaviors directly affect the lives of other people, we are encouraged to treat others with dignity and respect. This principle is the basis of many social justice initiatives and humanitarian efforts, which recognize that the well-being of one group is inextricably linked to the well-being of society as a whole. Interconnectedness also helps us navigate an increasingly globalized world. At a time when problems such as climate change, social inequality, and pandemics affect all nations, it is crucial that we work together to find collective solutions. The awareness that we are part of a greater whole encourages us to transcend cultural, political, and ideological differences to seek a fairer and more balanced future. In addition, interconnectedness reminds us of our connection to the planet on a deeper, spiritual level. Practices such as outdoor meditation, nature watching, or seasonal celebrations can help us strengthen this link with the earth and its cycles. These practices reconnect us with the essence of life and remind us that we are an integral part of a large, constantly evolving system. The idea that all beings are interconnected not only illuminates the beauty and complexity of life, but also challenges us to live more consciously and intentionally. When we adopt this vision, we not only contribute to a more balanced world, but we also find a greater purpose in our daily actions, realizing that every choice has the power to create a lasting impact. This change in perspective is essential for transforming our relationships, our society, and our planet into a more harmonious and sustainable place for everyone. The importance of self-knowledge and the power of intention. Self-knowledge and intention are complementary forces that profoundly shape our lives. By dedicating ourselves to understanding who we are, we identify our passions, values, and purposes, which allows us to make decisions that are more in line with our true essence. This journey of self-discovery can be challenging, requiring honest reflection and a willingness to confront our limiting beliefs. Tools such as therapy, meditation, and journaling are powerful allies in this process, helping us to explore our emotions and patterns of behavior. Self-knowledge not only improves our relationship with ourselves, but also strengthens our bonds with others, promoting empathy, understanding, and genuine connection. On the other hand, the power of intention acts as a compass, guiding us towards our deepest goals. When we set clear intentions that are aligned with our values, we create a solid foundation for manifesting meaningful change. Intention works best when accompanied by consistent action, turning our desires into tangible reality. Studies on positive psychology suggest that the act of focusing on positive intentions can shape one's perception of the world and open doors to new opportunities. These two elements, self-knowledge and intention, complement each other in a continuous cycle. By getting to know ourselves better, we are able to set intentions that are more in line with our values. In turn, by acting with intention, we accumulate experiences that enrich our self-knowledge. This synergy creates a powerful path to personal growth and fulfillment, allowing us to live more authentically and meaningfully. Cultivating both is essential for navigating the complexities of modern life and achieving a fuller, more intentional existence. Your journey of transformation. Steps to a new consciousness. The journey of personal transformation is an ongoing process that invites us to evolve and grow, challenging our entrenched beliefs, behaviors, and patterns. It often begins with a moment of awareness, an event, a crisis, or a deep reflection that makes us realize the need for change. Along the way, we go through different phases, from initial resistance to acceptance, and finally, to integrating the new learning into our daily lives. These stages don't follow a straight line. Advances and setbacks are part of the process, each bringing valuable lessons that help us become more authentic versions of ourselves. One of the biggest barriers to personal transformation is resistance to the unknown. Change can be uncomfortable and even frightening, as it challenges us to leave our comfort zone. However, overcoming this resistance leads us to discover new possibilities and potential within ourselves. For example, by facing the fear of failure, we can learn to trust more in our abilities and resilience. It is in this confrontation with our limits that we find the opportunities for greater growth. Stories of transformation can powerfully illustrate the challenges and benefits of this process. Think of someone who has overcome an addiction, changed careers to follow a passion, or faced personal difficulties to achieve a more balanced and fulfilling state. These examples show us that transformation is not only possible, but also rewarding. They highlight that challenges, although difficult, are necessary to break old patterns and make room for a new version of ourselves. For those who want to start their own journey of transformation, a practical plan can be an effective starting point. Start by setting clear goals. What areas of your life do you want to change or improve? Then set small, achievable steps that will take you in the desired direction. Tools such as journaling, meditation, and establishing a reliable support network can help keep you focused and motivated along the way. It is also important to regularly review and adjust your goals, recognizing achievements and learning from the challenges encountered. Personal transformation also requires a commitment to self-compassion. During the journey, there will be moments of doubt, frustration, and even relapses. Allowing yourself to feel and process these emotions without judgment is fundamental to moving forward. After all, growth occurs not only at the final destination, but at every step we take along the way. This journey is not only about overcoming individual challenges, but also about how we can align ourselves with our deepest values and create a life that reflects who we really are. It invites us to explore our potential and discover the strength that resides within us. By dedicating ourselves to this process, we learn to accept change as a constant and embrace it as an opportunity to learn and evolve. Personal transformation, although individual, has an impact that extends beyond ourselves. When we become more aware, authentic, and fulfilled, we positively influence the people around us, creating a ripple effect of growth and inspiration. This journey, although unique to each individual, is universal in its purpose, to help us live more fully and meaningfully, aligned with our values and our true selves. How can community catalyze your personal evolution? Community plays an essential role in our journey of personal transformation, serving as a foundation of support and encouragement. By connecting with other people who share similar values, interests, and goals, we create an environment where the exchange of experiences and learning becomes possible. Examples of transformative communities include support groups such as Alcoholics Anonymous, which offer structure and solidarity to overcome challenges, or spiritual movements such as collective yoga, which promotes self-knowledge and harmony among participants. These spaces strengthen our sense of belonging and show us that we are not alone in our struggles and aspirations. Today, social networks play a significant role in the formation of new global communities. Platforms like Facebook, Reddit, or Discord connect people from different cultures and backgrounds, united by common interests, from sustainability to spiritual practices. On the one hand, this democratizes access to support networks, allowing individuals in isolated places to find groups that complement their personal journeys. On the other hand, the virtual nature of these connections can make it difficult to forge deeper bonds, requiring a balance between digital and face-to-face interactions to maximize the benefits. Seeking transformation within a community offers unique challenges and advantages. In a collective environment, exchanges of ideas can generate conflicts of perspectives, but they also open doors to learning that might not have been possible individually. For example, in a study or discussion group, it is common for divergent opinions to challenge personal beliefs, stimulating growth through constructive questioning. In addition, the dynamic of collective responsibility is a powerful incentive. Knowing that other people are counting on our presence and commitment helps us to stay focused on our goals, even in the most difficult times. At the same time, collective transformation offers an undeniable emotional advantage, a sense of belonging. Knowing that we are part of something bigger than ourselves, be it an environmental cause, a social movement, or a spiritual group, nourishes our purpose and motivates our actions. This connection not only transforms us, but also impacts the environment around us, creating a wave of positive change that resonates beyond the immediate community. Still, it's important to recognize that the quest for collective transformation can require balancing the needs of the group with individual goals. The pressure to adapt to community expectations can be challenging, especially if our personal aspirations diverge from the collective path. It is therefore crucial to find communities that promote authenticity and respect the uniqueness of each member. Successful communities, such as mindfulness movements or local activist groups, highlight the power of the collective to transform not only individuals, but also larger social structures. They teach us that by sharing our experiences and learning from others, we are building a support network that transcends borders and limitations. Whether in face-to-face meetings or online groups, human connection is a catalyst for personal and collective transformation. Finally, the role of the community goes beyond being a support. It is also a mirror that reflects our strengths, challenges, and potential. When we cultivate genuine collaborative relationships, we open ourselves up to a process of transformation that is not just our own, but that of everyone we touch along the way. With the strength of the community, the journey of growth becomes richer, more meaningful, and longer lasting, proving that together we can reach new heights of fulfillment and happiness. Collective consciousness. The future is in your hands. The future of collective consciousness is in our hands, and the potential for its growth has never been more promising. With advances in technology, interconnection between individuals from different cultures and locations has become an everyday reality. Social networks, online collaboration platforms, and emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence and virtual reality are creating spaces where ideas are shared at unprecedented speeds. These tools can accelerate the awakening of collective consciousness, allowing global movements for sustainability, social justice, and spirituality to gain momentum and reach millions of people simultaneously. The new generations play a crucial role in this process. Young people born into a digital age are more aware of global interconnections and the impact of their actions on the environment and society. They lead discussions on climate change, diversity, and inclusion, demonstrating an innate ability to integrate more conscious values into their personal and professional choices. The strength of these generations lies not only in their ability to mobilize, but also in their willingness to challenge outdated systems, question prevailing narratives, and seek alternatives that are more in line with principles of equity and empathy. Current movements illustrate how collective consciousness is shaping a more connected future. Fridays for Future, started by Greta Thunberg, exemplifies how an idea can become a global movement through digital interconnection. Another example is the Black Lives Matter movement, which uses powerful symbols and digital media to unite voices against racial and social injustice. These movements demonstrate that collective consciousness is a catalyst for systemic change, bringing people together around common causes and inspiring local and global action. Despite the potential of technology to accelerate this awakening, it is essential to balance its use with moments of reflection and human connection. Collective consciousness depends not only on virtual connections, but also on real experiences that nurture empathy, solidarity, and mutual understanding. Local communities, face-to-face meetings, and spiritual practices play a complementary role, helping to deepen values and strengthen bonds that technology alone cannot sustain. Another crucial aspect of the future of collective consciousness is the redefinition of power systems. As more people awaken to interconnectedness and the impact of their choices, pressure is growing for corporations and governments to operate in a more ethical and transparent way. Initiatives such as the circular economy, renewable energy, and fair trade reflect the demand for models that respect both the planet and human beings. Collective consciousness, in this sense, is not just an abstract idea, but a transformative force that is reshaping power structures and encouraging more responsible practices. However, challenges remain. Political polarization, the spread of disinformation, and resistance to progress are obstacles that the collective conscience needs to overcome. To this end, it is essential to cultivate a respectful and inclusive dialogue, promoting active listening and building bridges between different perspectives. The new generations, combined with the accumulated wisdom of previous movements, are key to finding innovative solutions that unite rather than divide. Finally, the future of collective consciousness is a journey that requires commitment from everyone. It invites us to transcend individual interests and embrace a broader vision, where the well-being of the collective is as important as personal success. Every action, no matter how small, contributes to this awakening. Supporting local initiatives, educating ourselves about global issues, and participating in meaningful conversations are steps that drive collective evolution. Creating a more just, sustainable, and connected world is not just a possibility, it is a necessity. As we continue to cultivate collective consciousness, we are shaping a future where values of empathy, justice, and collaboration become fundamental pillars of our society. This journey is an invitation to us all, a call to wake up, take action, and build a more enlightened tomorrow. We have reached the end of this exploration into the symbols that shape our world and their deep connections with the subconscious, power, and spirituality. Today, we have seen how they influence our perceptions, connect cultures, and even shape our vision of reality. This journey of self-knowledge is just the beginning. Now is the time to reflect on what you absorb in your daily life and how these symbols impact your life. If you liked this content and it brought you new insights, like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments what else you'd like to discover. Remember, the key to a more conscious life lies in questioning and seeking the meaning behind what we see. See you next time.